Today we are attempting to hike Mount Moosilauke, elevation 4,802 feet, in the western White Mountains in New Hampshire. We're going to attempt to take the Carriage Road all the way to the top. Now, I've about like maybe 6-7 hours of daylight, and it's a 10.2 mile hike, but I think I can do it and get back before dark because one, my average pace is around 2 to 2.5 miles an hour, quicker than what time allows. So, plus according to the White Mountain Guide, the Carriage Road is the most mellow trail up Moosilauke. So I think I can do it, but if I feel I'm in the danger zone, I'm going to turn back. So it's 1:10. I'll say I'll get to the top around 5:15. Let's do it. Winter and spring are going at it, and I think a few inches of new snow fell on the Moose and pretty much all the other high peaks in the Whites over the past few days. So while it looks like spring here, that's not going to be the case up high. And the good thing about this trail, similar to the trails that the Randolph Mountain Club maintains, this is broken up into sections, so it'll seem to go by a little bit quicker. If I can do this, I will have earned it, because this is not going to be easy for me. Believe it or not, if this hike is successful, it'll be my first hike over 10 miles round trip in over 7 months. Last one was Greenleaf Skookum Truck Traverse over Mount Lincoln and Lafayette. The flags in the 48 last year. And this will also be my first hike with over 3,000 feet of elevation gain since November, when I climbed Mount Adams, 4,500 feet. So just gonna chug along. Like I said, if it gets dangerously close to being dark, I'll turn back. Already hiked it before, the Moose that is, so no shame in turning back. We dipped down about 50 or so vertical feet, and it's getting a bit breezy. Whatever, no problem. Yeah, I guess that's a turnaround time for myself. Later on, I gotta figure it out. When I figure it out, I'll tell you it. Coming out to a bridge over a brook. Have to look at the map to see what brook it is. Overall, I don't like to be critical, but this part in particular isn't very scenic of a trail. But let's see what the upper part of this trail is like, the Carriage Road. I believe it's more used than this part, so maybe this explains why this part of the trail can need some love. We're gaining. We've now hiked 1.3 miles from Breezy Point. Hurricane Trail goes that way. For the next 0.3 of a mile, it coincides with the Carriage Road, then diverges off to the right. It took us about maybe 30-35 minutes to get to this point, so we're gaining, that's for sure. We still got like 2,500 feet of gain left, so that should be interesting. We're at the Camp Misery Memorial Bridge. Gee, you wonder if the campers liked it there. That was bad. Anyway, let's cross this thing. No wheeled vehicles cause erosion. More brooky goodness. The deep brooks and cascades, unfortunately, are about the best part of this trail so far. But we still got a little under 4 miles to go, so still plenty more opportunities for stuff to see. Oh, we've reached the upper junction with the Hurricane Trail. That goes to the Ravine Lodge, which is where I hiked Mount Moosilauke from last time. But we can stay on the Carriage Road. According to the map, got about 3.5 miles left. So hiked 1.6 miles, has even been 45 minutes. Nice. I think you can do this. I mean, this next part is very switchbacky in nature, so could go either way. Just have to wait and see. All right, commence switchbacks. This is trying to give me the name of the game as to how we gain the ridge crest. All right. Don't know what to say, so I'll just cut for now. Oh gee. I think I dropped my sunglasses earlier on in the hike. Whatever. If I really need to, I'll just put on my goggles. It works just as well. This hike's taking a lot out of me. Even though the grades have only been moderate at the worst. Maybe it's the amount of weight I'm carrying. Maybe it's the distance. I don't know. But I'm gonna get to the top of this thing. Or I'm at least gonna try to. We've just broken the 3,000 foot mark. And still, holy mud bat, man. And slush. I don't want to have to put my spikes on just yet. I'm gonna try and bare boot as far and as high as I can. I only put on spikes when absolutely necessary. So, should be getting somewhat close to the Snapper Trail. Let's see if we are. The snow cover is becoming more prevalent and spread out. But, as of now, I can still bare boot just fine. Man, I'm beat. I'm hoping I can make it to the top. Like the little engine that could said, I think I can. I think I can. The flat part, yes. But on the flip side, it's above freezing, so all the snow in the trees is melting and dripping onto the trail and me. I have to put my jacket on soon. Not my winter jacket, my rain jacket. Oh well. Awesome. We've reached a junction with the Snapper Trail to the Ravine Lodge. Looks like there's no recent traffic down that trail, so not gonna even go there. We've traveled 3 miles so far. We're right here in the center three-way junction. Then we're going up to a junction with the Glencliff Trail / AT. Then to here, Mount Moosilauke. Have about 2.1 miles left with about 1,400 feet of elevation gain. So if we can do this, what we've done so far, we can make it to the top, I'm sure. Whoopee, the sun's out. And we're walking along a somewhat pleasant part of the Carriage Road. Once you get to the tree line, it'll probably all change. Whether or not for the better or for the worse, just look at those clouds. There, I don't know if you can see it, but they're pretty low. I imagine they're lower than some of Moosilauke itself. We're gaining. Yes, we are. Now you should be gaining to tree line within probably another few hundred vertical. Let's see if we do. Now that is a deep post hole. Gotta be like 2 feet deep. Maybe even more than that. I'm getting the first real views of the climb. Hopefully it'll be better up in the ridge crest and ideally on the summit. But Moosilauke's the highest point for miles, so I'm not gonna keep my hopes up. In a way, this kind of reminds me of the Polecat Ski Trail up Wildcat D, which I hiked on number 48 last year. Both of these trails are wide, look like service roads, look like ski trails, and I'm pretty sure this is skiable in season. Anyway, up we go. Alright, I thought I'd point this out. That right there is Mount Moosilauke. our main destination for the day. And it's not sought in, so that's a plus. It looks really far away, but trust me, it's not as far away as it looks. And I believe that right up there is the South Peak, which I think is on the trail right 72 4,000 footers. And if I'm not mistaken, we should be climbing into the col between Mount Moosilauke and its South Peak. And assuming nothing interesting happens, I'll meet you there. Boy, am I glad to see this sign. We have reached the alpine area of Mount Moosilauke. Permitted uses hiking, skiing, and snowshoeing. All other uses prohibited, and snowmobiles must turn around here. Boy, is that a welcome sight. This hike is really kicking my keister. I don't know if it's the long distance or the elevation gain or what, but my pace has slowed noticeably. Anyway, the junction with the ATV. Boy, am I glad to see this junction. Only 0.8 miles to the summit, 0.9 according to the AMC map. And we've traveled 4.2 miles, I believe, in about 3 hours. Not too bad. Anyway, to the summit of Moosilauke we go. This is some nice ridge walking right here. Got some views out that way. And out that way. There's actually more blue sky out that way than this way. And I think the summit is a little socked in right now. My goodness. But this is definitely the best part of the hike so far. And it's definitely winter up here. There's still several feet of snow. You saw that sign, how deep it was. Snow went down my back. Yep. Fragile alpine vegetation. Please stay on trail. Message received. Yep, summit's socked in, but shockingly, out there is still beautiful. You can still clearly see Moosilauke South Peak, which isn't that much lower than Moosilauke. It's the motion of the clouds, I tell you. Anyway, I'm going to head over to the sought in summit. Hope I can get some sort of view from there. Now the whole mountain sought in. As you can hopefully see. So much for summit views. Unless the clouds clear when I'm on the top. Whatever. Clouds or no clouds, this is still some nice ridge walking. And I love that I don't even need snowshoes, let alone light traction. Didn't bring them, didn't use them. Turns out I made the right choice. If I brought them, I probably would have had to turn that just because of the sheer amount of weight holding me back, literally. Up we go. Cairns galore. This means we are getting close. I won't jump to conclusions about how close we are, because you know how I am with that. Anyway, to the top we go. It is full white oak conditions up there. Even down here to some degree. Fortunately, we have cairns. We can try to fall all the way to the summit and back to the tree line. By George, we've done it. Welcome to the summit of 4,802 foot Mount Moosilauke in the western White Mountains of New Hampshire near the town of Warren. What a hike it was to get up here. Going up, it was hot. Water from the trees kept dripping on my head, my face, my neck. But once I got up above, say, 4,000 feet, it completely changed. Turned to full-on winter conditions. Because, down low, there's like mostly mud with some spotty snow. Yeah, not snowing or anything. The wind's pretty moderate, but basically full-on winter conditions up here. Distance was 5.1 miles one way to get up here with about 31 about 3.5 hours. So far, I'm loving it, even without the views. But I kind of miss winter hiking, so this is my fix. I'm going to take a breather, lunch break, then I'll meet you back at the trailhead. Or something interesting happens, I'll meet you where that happens. Well, we're back at the trailhead at the end of Breezy Point Road. Yeah! First 10-mile hike in 7 months, in fact more than 7 months, done. Also, another factoid, it's the hike I've done with the most elevation gain since I did Adams in early November of last year. Yep, round trip distance was 10.2 miles with 3,100 feet of elevation gain. And unfortunately, the Carriage Road, particularly the lower part, was not very scenic. But once I hit the ridge crest and the points shortly below it, got a lot better. And I got to relish winter, perhaps once more. It was a whiteout, snowy, foggy, a little bit sleet at times, basically full-on winter conditions. And it was pretty cold out there too. I mean, I had to put on my gloves, and even so, the wind chills had to be like at 0 or slightly below because my hands started getting numb. Anyway, personal book time is about 4 hours 20 minutes. Alright, Clip's book time. Yeah. So, before my camera dies, from the Breezy Point trailhead and Mount Moosilauke, see you on my next adventure.